Okay, everybody, this is a part that I think you have already covered in your bus law, right? So I think it would be very much a review, but you may realize certain things in perspective, as in the kind of properties and the contract forms involved. What I mean is that you would see that in the sale contract, the kind of property that is on sale, because so far we keep talking about the theory of the sale contract, right? Ownership, title transfer, payment of the purchase price, right? We talk about these two things theoretically, but we haven't talked about the kind of sale property, right? And also when you talk about the kind of the sale property, or the thing that is on sale, or the property that is on sale, it is quite directly linked to the forms of the sale contract. Form here meaning that must the sale contract be in writing or not? Can the sale contract be made verbally and by actions, as in the basic concept of a contract? The basic concept of a contract, where a contract can be made by a declaration of intention, is enough, right? And declaration of intention can be writing, speaking, or action. It doesn't always have to be in writing. Now, when you come to the kind of contract like a sale contract, not just any contract, a sale contract in particular, must the sale contract, this particular kind of contract, must it be in writing or not? Right? Now, some of these you may have covered somehow, somewhat in bus law. So quite some parts of it may be a review. In the book, this is on pages 37 up to page 38, 2 pages. 37 and page 38, especially the first half of 38, and page 37 itself, where it talks about sale contract forms as prescribed by law. Alright, so this is a summary of those 1.5 pages. Now, before I start, there is something else I want you to note. In the book, there is a section on sale property on page 38, number 3, sale property. Now, there's no lecture on that, but that doesn't mean it's not important. Everything, I repeat, everything in chapter 4 is important towards your knowledge on learning later international sale and purchase contract. So, just because there is no lecture on sale property, that doesn't mean it is not important. Sale property under heading number 3, page 38. Please go and read it. I don't have a lecture on it because the book itself is already enough direct explanation to you. The same thing, please also read seller of property. Who can be the seller of property? That's on page 39, number 4, seller of property. Go and have a look at it. Right, so you must read, I repeat, you must read and understand. Number 3, sale property on page 38, and number 4, seller of property on page 39. Alright, contract forms. Must the sale contract be in writing? The question as to whether the sale contract must be in writing or not depends on the kind of property, on the thing that is for sale. For the movable thing, I'll explain movable first. Sale of movable thing or sale of movable property. An intangible property is considered under the same category as well. So for example, a software, sale of a right. When you want to sell your right to somebody, right of a trademark, maybe you are the owner of a logo, you want to sell that logo, you're actually selling a right. Right? Maybe you wrote a song, or you sang a song, or you created a song. That is a copyright. Now you don't want that right anymore. You want to sell it to a music company. You're selling a right. That is a property. Right? It comes into the same category as well. Alright, must that contract, that sale of right contract, must that be in writing or not? Alright. Okay, so that's why I have movable thing or property. Alright, as compared to here, it's only immovable thing. Okay. Of course, logically, immovable, it has to be an immovable thing. Okay. Start from here, a movable thing or a property. The question as to whether this kind of property or thing on sale, must the sale contract itself be in writing or not? It depends on mainly this thing here in blue, in dark blue or navy blue. The purchase price. Is the purchase price 20,000 baht, exactly 20,000 baht, or more than 20,000 baht? Okay, if it's 20,000 baht or more than 20,000 baht, the contract must be in writing and it must be signed by the seller or the purchaser. Take note, either one to sign, not both. Seller or the purchaser. So the sale contract must be in writing if it's this kind of thing or property. Alright, and it must be signed by the seller or the purchaser. Now the question here is, if you don't do it like that, if let's say I say to you, I sell you my book for 400 baht. You say, okay, I buy. Right? There's no need for that kind of contract, sale contract, to be in writing because it's lesser than 20,000 baht. But what if I say to you, I sell you my motorcycle at 70,000 baht? And you say to me, okay, I buy. I say to you, I sell you my motorcycle at 70,000 baht. You say, okay, David, I buy. That is a sale of movable thing, right? 70,000 baht is more than 20,000 baht. Right? Do we have a contract there from our conversation? I sell you my motorcycle, 70,000 baht. You say, okay, I buy. Yes, there is a contract. The contract has been formed. Why? There's offer and acceptance. I sell you my motorcycle at 70,000 baht. You say, okay, I buy. There is acceptance. There's offer. There's acceptance. The offer and acceptance are in line. There is a contract. But it hasn't complied with the form of the contract. Not complying with the form of a contract, which means that there is nothing in writing, right? We just talk, right? There's nothing signed by me or you on the sale of the motorcycle. We haven't complied with the form of the contract. We haven't got the form of the contract. But that does not, I repeat, that does not mean there is no contract. So please don't come and tell me in the exam that, Ajahn, the contract is made verbally. The price is 70,000 baht. It's more than 20,000 baht. So no contract. If you say that, your answer is completely wrong. There is already a contract. There is offer, there is acceptance, it is in line. They are in line. There is already a contract. But because the contract hasn't been made in the form prescribed by the law, the contract is not. I better write it in a different color so you can see it. The contract is not enforceable in court. In other words, our sale and purchase of motorcycle contract, although we have a contract, but you can't use it in the court, which means that if there's a breach of contract claim, if I don't deliver the motorcycle to you or if you don't pay the purchase price, you can't claim in the court. You can't claim in the court. That's what it means here. Not enforceable in court. บังคับในศาลไม่ได้ You may be asking the question, then what? So what's the point of having a contract? You have a contract, you don't comply with the form, you cannot claim in the court. You got nothing to prove because the contract was made verbally. Then what? Then what's the point? Well, If you think up to that and you say what's the point, it's pointless, then I think you are missing a big step. By knowing that there is offer and acceptance and there is already a contract, you could actually try to entice the other party of the contract to put something in writing, perhaps an email, a line message, an SMS message, a Facebook message in writing. The message by this line, by the SMS, by the Facebook message is something in writing, isn't it? Written form here doesn't mean it has to be a nice, beautiful sale and purchase contract sanya sekai paper. Writing here can mean written in any material, on a piece of tissue paper in Starbucks coffee, written somewhere on the table, a message by electronic. A digital message is considered written. In Thailand, there is an Electronic Transaction Act. I better write it here. Electronic Transaction Act. Oh, it's out of the picture, eh? Okay. Electronic Transaction Act. ธุรกรรม พรบ ธุรกรรมทางอิเล็กทรอนิกส์ This law confirm that anything you write in digital, by digital impulse, that means, through the internet, is considered as good as writing by pen. So if you say, there is nothing in writing, we just talking, we just have the message by talking, can you actually send a line message to the other party to confirm after that? Can you send a line message? Can I send a line message to you and say, hey, where is the money? Or can I send a line message to you and say, can I just check with you? Do we have an agreement to sell? Did you agree to buy my motorcycle? Something like that. And if I get a response from you, for example, oh, I forgot about our contract, or oh, I don't have the money now, I'll send you the money later. Isn't that already in writing, written form, to show that there is a contract? And therefore is enforceable in court? May be enforceable in court? Right? Okay, so please don't think that just because the contract was made verbally yesterday, only between me and you, who else knows about it, right? Nobody else knows about it. You don't have anything in writing. It's not enforceable in the court. So what if you have a contract? So what if there's offer and acceptance? That is a very short-sighted view. When you know you already have a contract, you could actually try to get the other person to produce something to you in writing. In any kind of writing, in any kind of written form, to show that there's a contract and therefore enforceable in court. Alright, now we come to immovable thing. For Sanghali Masab, for immovable thing, any amount of purchase price, any price of the immovable thing, the contract must be in writing. It must be signed by the seller and the buyer, and it must be registered before a government official. So for houses, condominium, factory, commercial building, hotels, land, it must be registered at the land office, Samnangan Tidin, by the officer there. Registered means it's in terms of land, condominium, a house, you'll be registered in the channel. For condominium, you'll be registered in the document known as Nang Si Kamasit Hong Chut. Nang Si Kamasit Hong Chut, which is basically the title deed of the immovable thing, of the condominium. Alright. Now, for this one, the law is much more stricter than this. For immovable thing, the law says that you must, I repeat, the seller and the purchaser must do these three. All three. Written form, that means there must be a sale and purchase of condominium contract, sale and purchase of land contract, for example, sale and purchase of house contract, sale and purchase of house and land contract in writing. It must be signed by the seller and the purchaser, and the seller and the purchaser must, both parties, go to the land office and register the ownership title transfer. All these three steps, I repeat, all three steps, three things, must be carried out. If not, there is no sale contract. I repeat, if not having these three, there is no sale contract. Why? Because these three are provided by the law. Why does the law provide these three? Because the law is very strict. The law is very strict when it comes to selling immovable things. Why is the law so strict for immovable thing as compared to this? Because for this, if you have offer and acceptance, even though you don't have it in writing, there is still a contract. There is a sale of motorcycle contract, even though you don't have it in writing. This one, if you don't have it in writing, if it's not signed by the seller and the buyer, if it's not registered, there is no sale of immovable thing contract. The law is very strict on this because you are talking about something that cannot be moved. Anybody can point to a condominium unit, can point to a piece of land and say, "Hi, look at that beautiful piece of land. It's mine." Another person can also come in and say, no, it's not yours, it's mine. Another person can say, no, it's mine. Well, whose is it? Right? You can't carry the land home with you and say, this is your land. That is why the law is very strict that there must be these forms, writing, registration, signed by the seller and the buyer, in order for there to be a sale contract. So if you don't do these three, the sale contract is void. Right? Sale contract is void. Mocha. For this one, if you don't do this, the contract is only not enforceable in court. แค่บังคับในศาลไม่ได้ But there is still a contract here. This one, there is no more a sale contract if you don't follow this tree. In terms of rights, as we just studied a few lectures ago, what kind of right has this created, this form of contract? And what kind of right has this created? I think if you understand what we discussed on rights and what the rights are binding on, who are the parties binding to the each kinds of rights, you should be able to answer these questions. That's all for this part.